Hello and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am your host, the Crushinator, but I am not alone tonight. I am joined by D. How you doing tonight, D?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, and we're getting ready to bring you this Division D East matchup between your math teachers and Bunker Fun Time. These teams are pretty much ready to go here, so I'm going to quickly take you over to the comparison screen to let you know about tonight's matchup. Your math teachers coming into tonight with a match record of 8 wins and 3 losses. Map record, 18 wins, 11 losses. Their best maps so far this season are Volskaya Foundry at 5-0 and Towers of Doom at 3-0. Best heroes, Imperius at 7-1, Varian at 6-1, and Greymane at 8-2. Bunker Fun Time coming into tonight's matchup, 7 wins and 4 losses on the match record, 16-9 on the maps. Their best maps thus far have been Cursed Hollow at 4-0, Sky Temple at 3-1, their best heroes Sylvanas at 8-1, Johanna at 6-1, and Orphea at 4-0. Alrighty.
It's going to be a close one.
These two teams do seem to be fairly evenly matched here.
Yeah.
Both currently at the 3 and 4 positions in the standings. This is the last match of Division D East, both fighting for the 3rd place position here. I'll let the teams know that we are ready, and we'll get this match underway. So, D, what sort of matchup do you think we're going to be having here? Do you think there's going to be some sort of pocket strategies coming out, or it's going to be sort of tried and true from these teams?
I think they're going to probably stick with what they know. But as you can see, Team 2, which is Bunker Fun Time, does have a sub in here, Miss Wind Up Bird, who does not normally play with them. So it will be interesting to see how they handle that.
Very interesting indeed, and looks like the teams are getting right into this draft. So let's take you over very quickly to the map screen to let you know how we got here. Bunker Fun Time did win the coin flip and chose first pick. They then chose to ban out Volskaya Foundry and Infernal Shrines. Your math teachers choosing to ban away Battlefield of Eternity and Sky Temple, and are bringing us to Towers of Doom for game number 1. Let's get right into the draft here. As we see, Bunker Fun Time has banned away Zool.
Yeah, that's a pretty standard ban, I think, at this point, especially for this map. Zool is pretty strong. He can easily soak top and mid, and then the team can push hard on the bottom lane.
Absolutely, that double soak strategy, very common here on towers. Your math teachers choosing to ban away that undefeated Orphea from Bunker Fun Time. Following it up with a Kael'thas ban. Kael'thas is played quite a bit by MZES, though Mephisto and Jaina also on the menu. We'll see if this Mage Choke continues here in the bans.
I wonder if we're going to see a Sylvanas ban right now.
That could be a possibility. Sylvanas, one of the strongest heroes for Bunker Fun Time, and at an impressive 8-1 record, we are going to see that banned away. Well researched there by your math teachers. So with first pick up here on Towers of Doom and Sylvanas off the board, and most notably Mal'Ganis still globally banned for NGS, I'm wondering whether they're going to prioritize something like a Johanna here on first pick.
Yeah, that would make sense, especially since they do have a good record with their... Ooh, Cassia instead.
Actually snapping the Cassia pick. Cassia doing very well on the current patch, just an overall strong assassin, so Fathoms Deep wanting to snipe that right away. Your math teachers now with the response. If I take a look at what they tend to pick, they play a lot of Varian Malfurion comps, a lot of strong rotations. But with this Mage Choke coming out, looks like MZES wants to grab that Mephisto right away, and Riku will take that favored Malfurion.
How's their record on the Malfurion based on your research so far?
I believe their Malfurion was something like 9-3 or possibly even 10-2. A very strong record there.
Oh, that's great.
From Riku. Now, with a Malfurion comp coming out here, Bunker Fun Time is going to have to think about saves. Johanna definitely, with that Iron Skin, will be able to get away from the roots. Bonesy has decided to pick up the Li Ming, who ideally is going to be nowhere near Malfurion on this map. Some definitely strong picks here coming out for Bunker Funtime.
I am looking forward to that Li Ming play. He has a really good win rate on her generally, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do with that.
Yeah, definitely Li Ming, a very strong flanker, going to be able to get a lot of damage onto Mephisto, of course, be blinking back right to where they came with that shade. Deckard Cain was banned away by your math teachers, further reducing the healers available with Malfurion already picked. Bunker Funtime is going to remove the ETC, a pretty strong combo with Malfurion, though it does leave Varian open.
Yeah, that is surprising if they've taken Varian a lot and done well with him. I think the ETC is an odd ban here. And of course they do pick up that Varian.
We do see the Varian pick up. Varian, not a standard tank here on Towers of Doom for a split strat with 1 double soaker and 4 in the bottom lane, but we may see a different strategy coming out as Coyote Stark picks up Imperius.
Yeah, Imperius is not the best double soaker here. So I do wonder if they're going to be doing a different strategy.
We could see a different sort of split coming out from your math teachers. Rhaegar, picked up by the sub of Miss Windup Bird, and Aluminibri will be taking a very strong double soaker in Malthael. With the last pick, it looks like they can really take anything at this point. They need another DPS. Greymane is still on the table. Be interesting to see what they fill that out with. I'm expecting a Greymane, but we could see something else here coming out from Inti.
I would be looking for something to counter that Cassia. Oh, there we go. Greymane.
We do see the Greymane coming out here. Very strong on Towers of Doom, just for the sake of being able to take camps alone and get those blow-up kills possibly onto Rhaegar and Li Ming. So, the drafts are set. We've got an interesting setup from your math teachers. May not be able to withstand the double soak of Malthael, but with Varian, they may have something else in mind. So, Game 1, your math teachers versus Bunker Funtime. Here we go. All right, loading in here to Towers of Doom. Seeing that Varian Malfurion comp that your math teachers is known to play, though it will be interesting to see how they choose to make that work on Towers. Aluminibri is going to have to be careful on that Malthael for those roaming ganks.
Absolutely, and you know, I have seen a few comps where Imperius is the main tank recently, so I'm wondering if that's what they're going to be trying here.
That would be a very interesting matchup. But here we go. On the left in the blue is your math teachers with Kuzan playing the Varian. Coyote Stark will be on that Imperius. Rikahime on the Malfurion. Inti playing the Greymane. And Mzez on the Mephisto.
And on the right-hand side, we've got Bones on the Li Ming, Fathoms Deep on the Rhaegar. Obviously, he switched with Miss Windup Bird, who's now on the Cassia. Zednem is on the Johanna, and Bry is on the Malthael.
Well, what are you
All
waiting for?
right. Let's get into it here on Towers of Doom. No stacking quests at all on level 1 for these teams. So not a whole lot to be gained with this mid-push besides just clearing the waves and moving on. This is a fog map on the current patch, so you'll see the teams gathering in bushes for 1.5 seconds to gain 40 seconds of stealth here. Looks like wave clear is superior for the side of Bunker Funtime as they move us forward down to the bottom lane. Malthael and Imperius are battling in the top. How's that matchup going in the top lane? It looks like Malthael has the better of the wave clear for now.
Yeah, that's, I mean, that is expected with Imperius' wave clear, so Malthael is shifting to the middle lane, just double soak there.
Interesting to see how the math teachers respond to this. lot of back and forth here in the bottom lane. Kuzan not yet having that taunt, so getting those isolations will be difficult.
Bone's taking quite a bit of damage here because his healer is currently on the camp.
Some great pressure there from MZez. Both teams now working on their camps will be taken roughly the same time here. We'll see if Bunker Funtime can actually get an invade. Zednam is popping the Iron Skin and going straight onto the camp, but did not quite get there in time. This could be a tough retreat. But the carpet does not quite catch anyone, and Bunker Funtime will get away scot-free. Camps will meet here in the bottom lane. It looks like Mephisto has gone to catch that mid-soak to try to help out Imperius on these rotations. Team's actually getting very close to level 4 here, so even with the Malthael double soak going as well as it is, only a slight experience lead for Bunker Funtime, as Miss Winduper is actually taking a lot of damage from Mephisto, and still managing to get away here.
Some great body blocks by her team.
Level 4s have arrived for both teams. Are we seeing anything interesting in these talents here, D?
So far it seems pretty standard as far as I can tell. For Li Ming, obviously she's going orbs here. That is a good choice for level 4.
Be ready.
Probably the best choice, which means she's going to be throwing out a lot of orbs very quickly with very short cooldowns.
Definitely a strong pickup there, especially against a Malfurion. Li Ming is going to probably not work into Calamity. Looks like I've got a small disconnect. Coming on back. You still hear me, D?
Yep.
Fantastic. I had a little bit of an internet blip, but it looks like we're back here. Bunker Funtime is actually advancing right onto your math teacher's side of the map here. Malfurion and Li Ming in the bottom, duking it out.
So much damage there.
Fantastic spear in by Imperius, catching 3. Imperius is going to take down Rhaegar and Cassia, and it looks like Zednam could be next. Really a great rotation there from Coyote Stark, really turning that fight. As you said, Mephisto took a ton of poke damage in the opening salvo, but ultimately it was your math teachers turning that around and taking both top towers. Bottom tower is actually still being fought over by Bonzi and Rikihime. See if the teams can rotate down here to help out this struggle. Oh, it looks like we had a kill in the middle lane there. Malthael being jumped on by Varian and Imperius.
He was pretty low on health coming out of that last fight, so I guess there needs to be a little more caution there. But it looks now like we have a 5v4.
You have a 5v4, but a lot of low health bars on the side of your math teachers. Zedna may have an opportunity to catch a few here. Cassia lands the blind. Will that be the end of Imperius? Imperius is going to go down here. Zednam is also going to have to escape. Fathoms Deep is in some trouble here, trying to bite back in, and Rhaegar will fall as well. We've got a trade for now. Malthael has retreated to the top lane, and this bottom altar is still not taken, even with the level 7 advantage coming out from the math teachers.
Great interrupts coming in from the red team here on the altar. But I'm not
Great
sure.
job. Great job on that Iron Skin. The more delay this causes, the more experience they can catch up on with this Malthael. Looks like Imperius has gone to the top lane to respond, but Malthael's wave clear is only going to get faster and faster as the game progresses. Both teams now moving on to those sapper camps. Level 7 is online for both squads. We do see the Li Ming has fully committed to the orb build. It looks like we've got another possible invade. Same sort of situation as last time. Camp is taken early, but now Rhaegar is going to go down. Wind-Up Bird in a lot of trouble here. Zednam pops that Iron Skin, but it is 5 versus 2 down here in the bottom, and Zednam will be the next to fall.
At least the blue team did not manage to get that invade in time, but of course they did manage to kill those that siege camp pretty much instantly before it got anywhere.
Getting the experience from that camp was Bunker Funtime, but will not get the value from the push as we see the camp from your math teachers busting down that bottom wall. Now opening up almost a full level lead here is your math teachers. A very large experience lead on the hero kills as that Varian Malfurion is really doing a fantastic job here. Mini-Bree is going to have to be careful in the mid lane. The fog is back, which means the stealth is online. Actually, Kuzan could be in trouble, taking a lot of damage from those big Li Ming orbs, and that is a kill onto Varian. A great rotation by Bunker Funtime.
They are down level 10s, and the ultras are coming up in 15 seconds, not giving them enough time to get to level 10. So I wonder if they're just going to try keep poking until they get level 10.
That would be a pertinent strategy. Varian just now rezzing. Malthael has gone back to double soak. Wanting to get level 10 here is Bunker Funtime. Gonna have to be careful on these engages. Malthael's so strong, or Varian's so strong. Not quite here yet. Once he gets here, Bunker Funtime's gonna have to be extra careful. The fight is commencing, but here comes Kuzan. The taunt onto Mini-Bree in the back. Ults are out from your math teachers. Can Bunker Funtime escape? Mini-Bree is going to have to be careful in the back here. A nice double stun by Imperius, but no kills so far as Bonzi rotating down, getting those Li Ming orbs.
Bones managed to sneak that altar while the fight was happening.
That's a good catch there. There were 2 altars on this, and one of them was taken by Bunker Funtime, but it will be Zednam going down first in this fight. Mini-Bree is actually getting a ton of self-healing here, and Mephisto will fall next. Imperius down, Malthael down. It's a total bloodbath here. That's Cassia down as well. Varian going down. That is 4 kills to 3. And Bunker Funtime turning that fight around is going to grab both altars here.
And catch up on XP pretty well. I mean,
fantastic work.
Behind, but not much. We
do see hero experience definitely going a little bit more even towards Bunker Funtime. And interesting enough, a minion experience lead for your math teachers. Not something I expected with Malthael versus Imperius in the solo lane. Now we see Bunker Funtime taking advantage of their presence on the map to take both bottom siege camps. Malthael waiting in the top lane, trying to get that double soak there, not wanting to get ganked, as Imperius does have that nice burst dueling potential. Looks like the wall in the bottom lane is down for your math teachers. Actually, we see a Blessed Shield pop there, maybe possibly a little bit of miscommunication as no follow-up from Bunker Funtime on that Blessed Shield. It's going to be another 50 seconds before we see that ult come through again. Varian goes in, taunt is there, Carpet is down, Greymane is actually going to be the first to go down, Cassia next. This fight very even as we see Varian going down as well. The resets for Bones are there, and they're going to try to push down this bottom tower. The micro in these team fights is tremendous here. Level 13 is picked up for the math teachers. Taking a look at the ultimates from both sides, I'm not seeing anything out of the ordinary. Is there anything you're seeing that's could be trouble in these team fights for Bunker Funtime, D?
Lay claim to the old
not out of
disappoint me.
Your math teachers. I mean, those all look pretty standard. Although we do see that Greymane went for go for the throat instead of cursed bullet, so that is a little more dangerous for the squishies on that team.
Okay, definitely something that Bunker Funtime will have to be aware of. It won't be Johanna just using the Iron Skin to negate the cursed bullet. It'll be Cassia and Li Ming that could be in trouble here. Especially Li Ming taking that glass cannon on 13 is going to be a prime target for Greymane.
Indeed, and she also went all the way with Orb.
Oh, we got a team fight breaking out here. Iron Skin is popped in time, but will it be enough? Johanna's been saved, but Wind-Up Bird is going to go down. Johanna falling as well. Fathoms Deep trying to get out with that Bloodlust speed. Inti and crew on the chase. It looks like everyone make it out. Oh, Coyote Stark coming down, trying to get Fathoms Deep. Will Rhaegar escape here? Another slight disconnect from me. Looks like Rhaegar did manage to get away. Li Ming actually pushing down in the bottom lane. Will have some very long-range poke. Could possibly get this bottom fort.
He does have to be careful, though. That team may rotate on her any minute.
Rise from
Looks like seeing Mephisto leaving the mid lane will Hearth back to base. Double altars coming up in the top lane as both teams are currently tied at a score of 28 on their cores. And now taking their sapper camps to time with these altars. There will be no chance for an invade this time. Equally timed, but it looks like Kuzan doesn't want to wait for the top altar, is coming straight in for the fight. Coyote Stark landing a big spear onto Windup Bird. The taunt is there as well. Here comes the Malfurion route. Durant's out as well, and Cassie is going to go down. Zednim will be next. Your math teacher's executing a very, very practiced combo with those taunts, roots, and stuns.
Bones did manage to get the altar, to sneak that altar before your math teachers could rotate on him. But of course, that was a 3v5 fight that we saw there. And Rhaegar got split off from the group.
Very nicely done by your math teachers, actually finding Malthael on the rotation here, but will not catch the Rhaegar. The fog has returned to the map, so it'll be important to watch out for those stealth ganks as we see Greymane trying to get this lane pushing in the correct direction in the bottom lane.
I've opened a tunnel near our core that leads to the battleground center.
Level 17 is here for your math teachers, and level 16 still a bit off for Bunker Funtime. Actually, we see a big taunt under the middle towers. Multiple ults are committed to try to get this Rhaegar, and Phantom's Deep is actually going to walk away. This could be the opening that Bunker Funtime needed, with several ults down. Looks like your math teachers will manage to escape. They did get this middle tower. Usually we see bottom tower prioritized, but just taking advantage of their position on the map. And perhaps this is the snowball that your math teachers was looking for. Looking to the top lane. Malthael trying to possibly get some pressure in that top lane. The rest of your math teachers, while Bunker Funtime clears mid, have come down here to try to clear the bottom lane. Greymane will be a huge asset in that push, but will not get it down before this triple altar phase comes online.
And right now, that bottom lane is pretty much any team's game, right? So that one on the left is almost dead, as is Bunker Funtime's.
Oh, we've got a big... We got a snap kill onto Cassia. Mephisto is in trouble. Greymane is actually going down to that ball lightning that continued post-mortem. Kuzan could be in trouble here, taking a lot of damage from those repeating orbs. Rhaegar will be the next to go down. We've got a 1-for-2 so far, but Johanna still very healthy here. Let's see how this fight continues on in the 4v3. Kuzan is actually still very low, using that shield wall. Last rites timed out. Rikihime is in a lot of trouble. Bones is just dealing out so much damage. Malfurion down, Varian down. The chase is on, but it looks like Bones is going to be happy to tap this altar for Bunker Funtime. Bunker Funtime actually taking the point lead here and moving on to both bottom sapper camps with 3 kills to 2. Coyote Stark's thinking about coming in, but gonna have to be careful here as both Johanna and Li Ming are on top of this camp. And the double cap is taken, but they may have an opportunity to actually take this bottom fort before the sappers get there.
I wonder if they will take that opportunity.
Looks like it's going to be close. I think the sappers might start their charge. There they go, but only one hits the tower, so there's still a possible 5 shots coming in here. Looks like Bunker Funtime trying to gather up around this second push, letting that first one go. And with Malfurion just now spawning as well as Varian, this could be a tough defense here for your math teachers. We got 1, 2, all 3 sappers actually getting across here. 3 extra points on the core, very important in this late stage of the game for Bunker Funtime. Looking to the top, and Coyote Stark could be in trouble here. Both ults are popped, and just in time is the Angelic Armaments. It was about to expire, but it absorbed those last rites, and actually top fort is taken by Bunker Funtime, but Alan Minibri will pay the price as a full rotation by your math teachers takes out Malthael.
Indeed, but it is really hard to come back from something like this. You have 5 towers going for Bunker Funtime. I wonder how your math teachers is going to decide to split their time.
Your math teachers, they do have a 5v4 right now, though no path of retreat. So this could be an interesting fight here.
Take the altars.
It's like Bunker Funtime being careful, wanting to watch their positioning. Li Ming taking a lot of splash damage from that Mephisto, trying to delay as long as possible. Bloodlust is popped. Kuzan taking a lot of damage. Malfurion is there with the root, but everyone else had to back up from the Li Ming damage. Still a 4v5 here in the bottom lane. The delay going on and on. Malthael will return in just 5 seconds here. A lot of ults have been committed. Zednam will be caught in the root. Bone's getting a lot of healing. Malfurion is actually going to go down to the Li Ming poke. Cassia in the backline is taunted and taken down, so 1-for-1 kills so far. Rhaegar will be next. Inti trying to escape in the back. Malthael is back on the field, but Malthael, I fear, may be gone once again. As we see Johanna and Malthael going down, your math teachers will manage to take the 2 shots from this bottom altar.
You know, I am a little surprised that Bunker Funtime decided to not just give this one when they were down a person and go for the boss instead.
That could have been an interesting macro play there for sure. I would have liked to possibly see that. But now your math teachers, after taking those kills, are in a bit of a pickle here. Malfurion is down, so they're not going to be able to regenerate their health so easily. They will take Bunker Funtime's bottom fort, but they still have 2 of their own to recap. Bunker Funtime still looking to res. About 10 seconds till the full team is back. Your math teachers taking both bottom camps will take the bottom fort here. And they're going to have to move to the top lane to start working on their top fort. Looks like Greymane is going to go do that solo as Bunker Funtime works on their own fort in the bottom lane. Both teams just trying to reset their sides of the map, but here comes your math teachers. Varian a little bit behind here, will not find the taunt just yet. But with these giant Li Ming orbs coming out, there's only so much defense they're going to be able to put up here. Zednam catching 3 from your math teachers. This could be trouble here. Bloodlust is committed. Coyote Stark using those angelic armaments, but still getting blown up. Imperius is going down. Fathom Z Team so low is going to go down in the back. 4v4 for now. Kuzan getting blown back by that wave of force. Cassia catching in the mid. Last Rites is out, but doesn't quite find the Varian. Malthael will go down as well. We have a mid-altar spawning. Just 1 altar here. Your math teachers have taken back the map. They will get the 5 shots off of this one. Actually evening out the score at 13-13. And the map is now reset. 2 kills for your math teachers, 1 kill for Bunker Funtime, and this game is about as close as it gets.
We have lost.
And past level 20, it doesn't matter so much that Bunker Funtime is down a whole level at this point. But it is, yeah, as you said, a very even game, despite the fact that the kills are not even close to even. We've got 26 kills to 13.
Her math teacher's definitely taking advantage of the rotational picks, but Bunker Funtime has done a fantastic job of exploiting the advantages they've been given. Both teams are currently posturing around the boss here. So once again, I drop a couple extra frames, and it looks like the fight is on. Miss Windup Bird could be the first to fall. Cassia going down here. A great rotation by your math teachers, finding 1 kill. And now they have the boss in their sights, but with still 4 here, they're going to have to be careful. Zednam gets stunned out by the Imperius, using that level 20 talent shield to get out of there, finding value in that indestructible. And now it looks like the boss will be there. And taken by your math teachers. We see Malthael and Rhaegar actually getting some counter push in the bottom lane, but we'll have to watch their rotations there. Malthael just trying to get a little bit of vision as your math teachers move onto their own sapper camp, and we have a double altar phase with all towers even for both sides. These altars will not win the game for either squad. So it'll be interesting to see what Bunker Funtime does. If they get wiped, that could be the end of the game here. Will they give this up, or will they continue? Li Ming with a very nice disengage there from the Varian. Zednim wants to get this interrupt, but Zednim in a lot of trouble. Johanna's going to go down first. Bloodlust is popped, but a little bit too late there, as we are seeing Johanna going down. Some pressure in the top lane. Go for the throat on. Greymane is going to catch one, is going to catch two. Li Ming still alive, lobbing orbs in the back, but Malthael will almost certainly be the next to fall. And very nice little blink away, but ultimately just too much damage. And that is 4 kills for your math teachers. On the chase for the Li Ming here. They may not get it. Coyote Stark actually wants this charge, finds it, and gets the auto attack. Poor Li Ming is going to go down, all 5 members. And here comes your math teachers, actually making the play of taking the bottom tower and tapping this altar to seal the game. So that'll be your math teachers taking game number 1. GG.
GG.
All right, game number 1 is in the books. Taking a look at the post-game stats, we see 32 kills to 13, but that was definitely not the story of this game, as it really came down to the wire there, D.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you look at the damage, Li Ming was far ahead the entire game of the entire your math teacher's team. So obviously the damage was there. It's just the follow-up, I guess, I suppose, the kills were the issue.
We saw Li Ming really taking control of a few of those mid-game team fights. It reflects in the damage dealt. Almost 135,000 damage dealt by Li Ming on only 1 death. Poor Cassia was stuck up there with that Imperious Greymane Varian Malfurion. Ultimately, I thought Bunker Funtime did a great job on the map of taking advantage of the opportunities they opened up, but it's tough to overcome the just rotational power that your math teachers had with that comp. Alrighty. So, if that is all for game number 1, we are going to go into the first break and let these teams reset and form the next lobby. Don't go far. We'll have game number 2 for you in a moment. All right, our lobby is forming here for game number 2. It looks like it's going to be Cursed Hollow, brought to you by Bunker Funtime. One of their strongest maps here.
It is a great map for some of the strategies that we've seen from them in the past games. It's a very large map.
Definitely a large map. Going to be difficult to pull off that Varian Malfurion combo on such a large map. That could be the thinking here, but we'll see what the drafts unveil in just a moment. So if you're Bunker Funtime after that first map, do you change up your ban strategy, or do you sort of stay the course?
I think they should change it up a little bit. Like, I know they banned KT, I think, in the first game. And I'm wondering if that is based on what the enemy team plays, or whether it's based on what they don't want to deal with. So, I believe they've done their homework. So if they have, maybe they should think about the Varian or Malfurion ban. Just one or the other. They don't need to ban both.
Yep, definitely those two enabling each other. We did see the control on the ETC pick, to not see that with a Malfurion. So maybe Malfurion is the key to this, but there's really multiple parts to that gank puzzle, but it could be that they're trying to use the map to solve those as well. So I'm interested to see if your math teachers are going to go with the tried and true, or if they're going to go with something else here, maybe something spicy. If I take a look at the past games played by Bunker Funtime, I do see 1 game of Lost Vikings and 1 game of Murky.
Yeah,
So
they do
maybe,
sometimes choose some interesting comps. I would love to see something like that, especially on such a big map where those are actually pretty viable strategies.
For sure, it'd be interesting to see what Bunker Funtime pulls out here. It looks like the game is about ready to go. Just one more moment here and we'll get you into the draft. If I take a look, let's see. Yeah, I mean, your math teachers got pretty much exactly the draft that they get most of the time here, looking at their most played heroes. One hero that Bunker Funtime may end up finding some value with here is Dahaka, one of the most played offlaners for Alaminibri. And if there's ever a map to play Dahaka, this would be it.
Absolutely. And I do wonder about the Rhaegar pick from last game as well, because when we look at the stats for that game, the difference in healing between Malfurion and Rhaegar was very significant. So I'm wondering if that is something that they have to take into account this game and try to find a healer that has more throughput to deal with some of that burst.
Definitely something to think about there. Maybe Ana and Anduin are heroes that they have played in the past. Deckard was banned away. That is one of the most played heroes for Fig Double. Actually,
Fig Double's not.
I've misspoken. It's Fig Double's not here. My stats are wrong. My goodness. We'll have to see what they will pull out for the healer here for Bunker Funtime. No wonder I was looking over there going, huh, they've got so many options. No Fig Double today. Alright, looks like we are about to get into it. They're threatening us with a game 2. Don't threaten me with a good time here, your math teachers. Get this started in just a moment. One thing I am interested to see, we saw a fantastic performance from Bones on the Li Ming. Do we see that again here on Cursed Hollow? It is a very different style of map, but still a lot of sort of terrain to lob those orbs over.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those orbs were really spectacular to watch, and the amount of damage Bones managed to get out there was pretty incredible. Actually, the whole team, the whole Bunker Funtime team did so much more damage than your math teachers did, but they still didn't win that trade because of the difference in healing as well.
Oh, I was about to let Zedman know that he in fact had the lobby, but it looks like we're getting ready to go here. Before we head to the draft, once again, we're going to take a look at the map situation. Your math teachers chose to ban away Battlefield of Eternity and Sky Temple. Bunker Funtime choosing to ban Volskaya Foundry and Infernal Shrines. Your math teachers chose and won Towers of Doom in game number 1. And this time it'll be Bunker Funtime taking us to Cursed Hollow. So let's get into the draft here. And I see that our Dahaka discussion may have been overheard, or possibly simply scouted, because that's what I did. Dahaka first banned by your math teachers. Once again, we're going to see a Zool ban from Bunker Funtime that could be just a hero they're really not interested in seeing. Won't see a double soaking Zool here on Cursed Hollow, but still just a wave clear monster. Not wanting to see that. Porphia banned away by your math teachers once again.
You know, I think Bunker Funtime is using a different roster than they sometimes do, and Orphea, I don't think any of the players on Bunker Funtime right now are the Orphea players. I think that was Flying Spuds, and he's not here tonight.
You are correct. Flying Spuds, the sub for Bunker Funtime, is their normal Kel'Thuzad Orphea player. Not here today. We're actually going to see Kael'thas banned away once again, and now Mzaz says, it's my Cassia this time.
It'll be interesting to see if they also pick up the Rhaegar.
Rhaegar definitely did work well. It was a good combo, the Rhaegar Cassia with the Bloodlust. It just didn't happen to pan out in the last game, but that doesn't make the combo any less potent. Zednam is going to grab ETC this time, and Miss Windup Bird actually will play the Deckard, taking a note from the not present Fig Double.
For the Horde.
Inti, interestingly enough, snap picking that Johanna. Wind up Bird, Deckard. Kuzan is choosing Li Ming. A little bit of a role swap here in game number 2. We'll be interested to see if they will possibly switch back here, as both teams seem to be attempting to steal each other's drafts. Interesting choice there from your math teachers.
That is very interesting. Those three heroes swapped sides, didn't they?
Pretty much. They're going to steal as much of the draft as they can. Malfurion banned away here. Especially on a map like Cursed Hollow with so many angles of approach and so many thin points of entrance, Malfurion can still get value even without an ETC or a Varian. And once again, we're going to see Sylvanas banned away from Bones.
Lots of respect to Bones. This game and last game.
Li Ming taken away. Sylvanas has been banned. If I look towards my stats here, Jaina is another option for Bones, or possibly have to go deeper into the roster here. Howlin' Minibri is going to grab the Ragnaros, and Fathoms is going to steal away that Greymane. Definitely some very reactive drafts here. Some extremely reactive drafts, as we're going to see Rhaegar snap picked by Rikahime. Doing the I'll have what they're having strategy. Coyote Stark is going to grab my favorite, the unstoppable Artanis, for their last pick.
I wonder if this is one of those moments where your math teachers is like, let us show you how to play that comp.
It could be that sort of situation here. Slightly different, as we're going to see. What is the big difference? Artanis instead of Imperius. But
Artanis instead of Malthael, that's it.
Instead of Malthael, you are correct. And we will see Bones grab that Jaina.
Jaina ETC does have really good potential. Especially
very,
with Say Oh Well and Listen from Decker.
Very strong early game, and also a very strong ult combo from Bunker Funtime. And a bring that comp over here style by your math teachers for game number 2. Your math teachers is up 1-0. Let's see if they can close this out, or if Bunker Funtime can bring it back. Here we go. All right, loading in here to game number 2. Once again, in the blue on the left is your math teachers. Rikahime will be playing the Rhaegar. Coyote Stark will be on that Artanis. Emzez on the Cassia. Kuzan will be playing Li Ming this game. And Inti on Johanna.
And on the right-hand side for Bunker Funtime, we've got Fathoms on the Greymane, Bry on the Ragnaros, Miss Windup-Bird on the Deckard, Zed on ETC, and Bones on the Jaina.
All right, getting into game number 2 here on Cursed Hollow. Those opening talents, we are going to see a Q build for Ragnaros, looking for those early game stacks. Of course, the baseline Jaina quest. And you will note that this is a snow map. So we're going to see those shields building up for both teams, building slightly once each player is out of combat, sort of like that Murden trait. We'll see Kuzan using the geometry of the map to lob those orbs for free. Bones actually looking around, trying to possibly get a gank here. So we see wave clear is superior on the side of your math teachers for now. Greymane is in the bottom lane versus Li Ming for the meantime, but Inti hiding in that bush looking for a possible gank here. Fathoms is going to have to be careful. And here they come. Are they going to find the commit? Nope. Greymane is going to get out of there just fine. Ragnaros and Artanis will be dueling in the top lane. Artanis does struggle a little bit in that matchup just due to wave clear, at least until level 7 comes online, so that'll be interesting to see if Artanis can hold down that lane. Looking to the rest of the level 1 talents, we actually do see Protector of Ire from Artanis, so going to be trying to get as many auto attacks onto Ragnaros as possible to stack up that quest.
Indeed, and both teams grabbing their siege camps just at the right time.
Very well timed from both of our squads here. First tribute will be in the bottom lane. Currently, ETC is actually switched out with Greymane, as Greymane going to solo that back bruiser camp. Greymane has a little bit of trouble with this before level 4. May need a quick heal or a quick potion from Deckard to get that done. So we see Cassia and Rhaegar will grab this bruiser camp. And now we see Miss Windup Bird is going to go and throw a couple potions his way, just for safety. Level 4 online for both of our teams. If I take a quick look at the talents, nothing too out of the ordinary. Is there anything interesting you're seeing in those talents there, Dave?
Pretty much the same, going from the same exact Cassia build that Miss Windup Bird took, and the same exact Li Ming build that she took as well from last game. So pretty standard.
Interesting to see that orb build once again, though going into the Deckard, possibly going into Calamity, and the power slide from ETC could be trouble. Inti is actually taking a lot of damage from Greymane in this middle lane before some response coming out from Li Ming. Tribute spawning in about 8 seconds here, as Cassia may be in a little bit of trouble. ETC Jaina is in the bottom lane. That is the main kill combo here for Bunker Funtime. Looks like ETC trying to zone out. Jaina catching up the lane, but it looks like the rest of the math teachers are going to be here. Deckard does have some long-range interrupts, but stalled out by Johanna. Nice work stopping that channel, and looks like Artanis and Ragnaros will remain at the top, so we're going to have a 4v4 in the bottom lane. Deckard is going to be a huge help for Bunker Funtime, setting up those potions ahead of time. ETC is actually taking a lot of damage here. We'll have to retreat to the potion line. Rikihime jumping forward to get those bites, and once again the potion saving the day for Zednam, but Fathoms will not be so lucky. Greymane is first blood. Zednam sliding in very aggressively there and will fall for the trouble. That's 2 kills for the math teachers. And first tribute will go over to the math teachers as well. Kuzan getting a lot of siege with those long orbs, and level 7 has arrived for both teams here.
In the top lane, we are seeing a very interesting duel going on here. Breeze, Bry's backing off now with like 200 HP.
Bry and Artanis, a duel for the ages there. Both will just barely escape. Rikihime is actually in a bit of trouble here. Zednam looking for the slide, does find the stun, but Fathoms had to back out with low health. So Rhaegar will manage to escape. If I take a look at the Artanis talents, choosing instead the follow-through, that means we'll get a little extra dual damage versus the Ragnaros. We'll suffer a little bit in wave clear, but who needs wave clear when you can just kill your opponent? Siege camps are now going to be picked up for both our squads. So far, no movements onto the bosses yet. Only a double kill in the very early game, so we'll see which team wants to commit to these bosses first. Very important here on Cursed Hollow.
Great timing on that camp. It'll be pushing bottom lane while the tribute is going. So the longer Bunker Funtime can keep your math teachers up here, the more value they can get out of that camp.
Absolutely, though they're going to have to watch out for the level 10s coming on, for your math teachers are about to be here, and theirs are a little bit further off. Artanis going for the swap in the top lane, not finding it. Zednam in a little bit of trouble here. Level 10s have now come online for the math teachers. Tribute has spawned. Bunker Funtime's going to be in some trouble here. Ults are committed. Blessed Shield is out. And that's going to be Deckard Cain falling first. ETC will be next. Still no level 10s are here. Bones is going to fall as well. Just some tough timing on that fight. Almost all ults used by your math teachers in that triple kill. And now is the moment. Are they going to push these lanes, or are they going to rotate to the boss? It looks like they're not going for the aggressive boss steal. Still very, very short death timers. Probably the right play. But they're going to retreat to the bottom lane to clear this siege camp. Actually, no plays onto the boss whatsoever. If I take a look at the ults on the side of your math teachers, pretty much as standard as it gets, with the Ball Lightning, the Big Blind, Bloodlust, Blessed Shield, and Wave of Force. Alts have now also come online for Bunker Funtime. Anything you're seeing there, D, that's more out of the ordinary?
Well, I was half expecting ETC to go stage dive here because the map is so large. He can really help his team by being there when needed. But he did go for the mosh pit, and that makes sense with the Jaina pick as well. She did go for Ring of Frost, so into a mosh pit that would be pretty perfect.
Oh, Coyote Star could be in trouble here in the top. We got a full rotation. Mosh pit is actually committed for the kill, and there goes Artanis right as this tribute spawns. Definitely looking for the Wombo combo, as you said, with that Mosh Pit and Ring of Frost. Interestingly enough, we see the Sulfurous Smash coming out from Ragnaros. Your Math Teachers is going to give this tribute and continue to push the bottom lane with their boss. And seeing your Math Teachers in the bottom lane, Bunker Funtime is going to take a boss of their own.
I was expecting Lava Wave here from Ragnaros.
That's what I was thinking as well. With such a large map and such a strong, really macro game from Bunker Funtime in the game number 1, I was expecting a little bit more macro focus, but instead they really want to commit to that combo with the Ring of Frost and the Mosh Pit, getting that extra long distance stun. Boss is cleared in the bottom lane. Your Math Teachers looking to clear this top lane boss. It looks like they will get it before this fort falls. But as you said, both teams really committing to the team fight with these comps.
It is not looking great right now for Bunker Funtime to get this. This one is Curse, and they are down level 13. So unless they can catch up on XP really quickly, this is not looking great for them. They may have to give this.
Bunker Funtime is trying to get some of that stored XP from these bottom towers. They're going to need a couple more waves, though. Deckard does specialize in those long-range interrupts, but it's going to have to be careful here. You see Miss Windup Bird throwing out those Roger Cubes. Actually, a double interrupt there. Sulfurous Smash is committed, and here they come. A huge sleep there by Deckard. Johanna falls, but Jaina and Ragnaros are next. There goes ETC. Will the root be enough? No, the swap from Artanis takes out Deckard Cain. The dream was there, but the dream dies. Just too bad. And red team is now cursed. And we'll see what the Math Teachers can do with this 4-kill advantage, though Johanna did go down in that team fight.
I do wonder how far they will be able to push, whether they'll be able to get a keep here, because the red team is dealing with Mercs in the top lane as well.
Remain definitely trying to save that top fort, but your Math Teachers, they're not playing for forts, they're playing for keeps. Going for this front wall. Zednam looking for the slide, but a split there from your Math Teachers keeps everyone safe for the meantime. Curse still active for another 25 seconds here as Jaina is swapped in by Artanis and blown up by the Li Ming. ETC next to go down. There goes Greymane. There goes Ragnaros. That's 4 kills for the Math Teachers. Stunned out of the stay a while and listen is Deckard, and that's 5 down. Could we see a core push here from your Math Teachers?
It's totally possible. It looks like that's...
They may be going for the game here. Curse is down, but with no minion waves here, still 5 seconds on Jaina spawn. It looks like they're going to storm through game number 2 here. 40% on the core. There's the Bloodlust, and a decisive victory by the Math Teachers in 10 minutes, 41 seconds. GG.
GG. Wow, I did not see that coming.
That was quite the ending there. Bringing up the score screen. We're waiting for game results. Come on, video game. Show me those stats. There we go. 14 kills to 2 for the side of your Math Teachers. Ultimately, their team fight and their macro did find them some very nice team fight advantages with the levels there. And just really snowballing that advantage straight to the end there, D.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm also eating.
No worries at all. So, looking at the stats here, Cassia dealing out a lot of damage, actually 0 deaths there for MZez. MZ Easy, I'm going to learn how to say these names one day. Bry on the Ragnaros dealing a lot as well, even without the lava wave, dealing a lot of clear and getting a lot of XP in the top lane, but ultimately the team fight just too strong for your math teachers, and they take game number 2 in style.
Absolutely, and look at that Li Ming with 7 kills and 0 deaths.
7 kills and 0 deaths.
Wow, those are a lot. That's a lot of kills.
Definitely a lot of cleanup there by Kuzan. All right, let's see if I can find us an interview with your math teachers. Can find someone to whisper. Da, 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 da. Where are they? There we go. All right, I'll see if I can get someone and then find us a lobby. Looks like we're gonna get Rikuhime. So let's jump on down to lobby 5 and see if we can get us an interview.
Hello?
Hello, Rikuhime. Congratulations on a decisive victory there in the domination 2-0.
Thank you, thank you.
It was very well played.
Yeah, to be honest, if this was a month ago, we probably would have lost that match in Cristallo. But we got coaching, we've improved as a team, morale's looking high.
Fantastic work there for sure. Really just taking the... We saw you take the fights with heroics up over Bunker Funtime, then we saw you take the fights with level 13s up, and just storming the core with that late curse. Very, very nicely done there.
Yeah, that
now
fight was surprising at the end. I saw the ETC about to get a 4-man mosh pit, and my heart kind of jumped out a bit, but we got the interrupt, and that was a very nice turnaround.
Clutch, very clutch.
Fantastic work there for sure in game number 2. If we go back to game number 1 there for a second, it looked like you pretty much got exactly the draft that you were looking for. Were there any hiccups on the way there during the draft?
I didn't know they played Cassia. I was taking a look at their stats, and we were discussing what we should ban during our ban phase, and we decided to let Cassia go because I did not see any Cassia games stand out, but that Cassia was a lot of issues during that Towers of Doom game.
Greymane didn't like the Cassia plays. Didn't like it. Doesn't like blinds.
Yeah, those blinds definitely doing a lot versus the Greymane. I can't fault your scouting though. They did have a sub today playing the Cassia for Bunker Funtime. Now,
right.
Despite the very large kill advantage for you in Towers of Doom, that game really came down to the wire there. What were your comms like in the late game when you only had that one fort left?
What was going on? I think we were winning team fights at the end, and like when we were the 5 towers down, we were kind of sweating because we realized that we pretty much lost the next team fight. They could just snowball and just win the game from there. But I think we had a team fight around that stage where allowed us to stabilize and get our towers back and just stabilize the game out there. And then Mephisto hit level 13, 16, and his team fight was just insane. We were able to close it out through that.
I gotta give credit where credit is due. They did play well, and it was close during that match for sure. But once again, it went in our favor.
It did. We saw you guys, I think it was over 30 kills there with that Varian Malfurion combo. Very nicely done in game number 1. Now, looking at the draft for game number 2, we saw you guys, as math teachers, I was frankly appalled that you straight up plagiarized the enemy team's comp there in game number 2. Now, was that something that you were thinking about, or is that really a comp that you play often there on Cursed Hollow?
I mean, it's really just more about the picks that were left over. If they didn't take ETC, would have taken ETC. Cassia was open, and she's blatantly overtuned right now, so we had to first pick her. And our DPS just wanted to play Orb Ming because it was a fight around orbs, essentially. And they banned Malfurion, so I had to pick Rhaegar. So it's just the way the hero pool kind of worked out throughout the draft phase.
Right, definitely improvised, but yeah, I think it was calculated for sure at the draft.
All right, well, very, very nicely done there. We saw you guys picking up, definitely picking up an experience advantage, which is very important there on Cursed Hollow. And even though you didn't go straight to 3 to Cursed Point, it actually ended up working out in your favor with that late push. We talked a little bit about the final push there, but I want to talk about the team fight as level 10s were coming online. Was that something that you were watching for carefully before that engage?
Yeah, there's one thing we learned when we started playing Amateur HOTS, is how important level breakpoints are. And when we saw that we were pretty much like one wave away from hitting level 10, we just said, we can just delay this until we hit level 10. We can take the fight to the relic, and we can just wipe them from there.
Definitely very nice work, and you pretty much you got the upper hand and you kept the upper hand, and an under 11-minute win there on Cursed Hollow. Not something that we see a lot of really at any level. So
It was surprising for us. We got that last team fight and like, oh hey, we could actually win off that team fight there. So I can understand, because we were like level 15, 16 to level 13. So if there was ever going to be a team fight that they had to take, it was going to be that one, because it was going to be way too hard to try and turtle it out and try to keep up with the XP advantage.
For sure.
I think surely but surely we're picking up on the little details that we normally have not done in previous battles, and we're just learning from it. So at the end of the day, it's just another notch on our belt. Let's go ahead and continue to improve.
Well, that was a very, very nice performance there. Dee, do you have any questions for your math teachers?
No, I'm good. You've asked all the important questions.
All right, fantastic. One last thing here for you guys. The winner of this series did clinch 3rd place here for the playoffs in D East. Now, I didn't see who you guys would end up playing against, but overall, are there any teams in the playoffs that you're looking forward to playing the most?
Pretty much the top 2 seeds. They gave us our only 2 losses within the season, and we want a rematch.
All right, so
Zul'jin
looking at
Distillery
Zul'jin and Nexus Cats. Well, you won't see them in the first round, but should you advance, you'll probably see one of them in round number 2. So definitely looking forward to that match. Playoffs starting already next week.
Oh, it's next week.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, it's right up on us. So, as we wrap things up here, are there any shoutouts you'd like to make?
I'd like to shout out, I forget their name. Was it Mrs. Windup Bird? She subbed for the team we were facing last match, so it was nice seeing a familiar face.
Shout out to Kuzan, shout out to Coyote, that's my boy, holding it down. And then of course our captain. And then Riku for these best. I'm just a scrub, I'm just a bronze player.
Alrighty, well, thank you very much for coming on by. Congratulations on your 2-0 domination, and good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.